So how can you get the most out of your resources as a solopreneur? What I'm talking about today is strategy. Strategy. It's one of these words that can kind of get misinterpreted from one industry to the next. So just for context, today I want to talk about a strategy as defined like the best use of your current resources to achieve a specific goal. So a specific goal. So when you really use your resources wisely, you're kind of on track to achieve the kind of results that have a positive impact in your business. And as a solopreneur, you're the one running the show, it has to have a positive impact on the things outside of your business as well. So like your personal life and your work life balance, for want of a better phrase. So your resources as a solopreneur are your time, your energy, and your money. So your goals as a solopreneur, as I've said, it's the stuff that impacts positively on your business and outside of your business as well. Because as a solopreneur, you're in a kind of unique position that what happens outside of your business, it impacts your business because it comes down to you at the end of the day, and you really have to be minding yourself in order for your business to be operating at full capacity. So when you work alone, you get to decide. You get to decide on how you invest these resources, what result that you want to achieve, the why, the when, the what, and the how of kind of everything. And that freedom, especially when you've come from being an employee, that freedom it's quite thrilling. You really have control and agency over all of the aspects of how you spend your time, invest your energy, and invest your money. On the flip side of that, though, working alone, working as a solopreneur, means that there's really nobody holding you accountable to those decisions. There's nobody looking out for your well-being. There's no HR department. It's all you. There's nobody protecting your boundaries, your work-life boundaries, your client boundaries. And there's nobody there to kind of course correct or to help you to stay on track if you get distracted by like the latest shiny idea and you start investing a lot of your time and energy and money in the latest new thing, and it can kind of take you away from the real goals, the real important stuff that you kind of set out to do in the first place. So we're naturally inclined to be careful and cautious with the money that we invest in our business. Well, I know I am, but it's very, 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 very easy to overspend when it comes to your time and energy, believing that it's always in ample supply. In fact, like when you can't measure it, you can just like keep slogging away, keep hustling harder. And in fact, the hustle culture encourages us to do just that. It's true that working on your passion is in itself, it can feel really good and it can feel really rewarding. But it's when that balance is lost and your life outside of work suffers most of the time, that's when you really need to focus back down on how you're investing your time and your energy. So I'm talking to you if you regularly work late into the night on your business, if you regularly work through weekends or if you don't take weekends at all, and if you regularly put work before your healthy, social and creative hobbies. So all of the other stuff that is meaningful for you, if you seem to be putting work in front of those things all of the time, this video I'd love to have you stay and listen to the rest of this. Ooh, nearly made a mess of that now. So are your time and energy resources being misspent in your business? So I'm going to go through a few points that might be meaningful and helpful to you. So the first of which, can you guess? Yeah, I'm going to talk to you about social media. Are you investing too heavily in social media for little or no return? So I don't want you to misinterpret this as like a dismissal of social media. Social media does have an important role in today's business. But as a solopreneur, we tend to get sucked into this desire to have tens and thousands and hundreds and thousands of followers and views and like the holy grail of going viral, don't get me wrong, I would love to have a really big following as well, but I'm just very cautious about how I invest my time and my energy into it. So building a big following online, whatever social channel that you're inclined to use, we tend to feel like it will add credibility and authority to our brand. So we see a lot of those big accounts with big numbers, like massive followings. There's an assumption there that there is credibility and authority just for the simple fact that they have those numbers in place. And I notice when I go onto my social channels, I spend a lot of time on Instagram and I'm spending more and more time on YouTube. I notice that my feeds are all full of tips and tricks and hacks and ads selling tips and tricks and hacks on how to grow your following by tuning into the latest platform update, or how to trick the algorithm into getting visible to more and more people. But it does feel a little bit like an endless endurance race. You know, think of that machine at the gym with the stairs. You're constantly climbing the stairs. You never get anywhere. I hate that machine. But that sometimes is how social media feels to me. So what I want you to consider is measuring your time as an investment, measuring your energy as an investment into your business. And when we look at the return on our investment, as in if you've spent hours and hours and hours on a social media platform and your growth is extremely slow and the growth doesn't actually translate into paying customers, into clients, then you'll quickly notice that it's a kind of a poor investment of your resources. It's a poor investment of your time and energy if you're constantly working at it and you're investing a lot, but it doesn't show you a return in your business and it doesn't bring you closer to those goals and those results that you kind of want in your business, so that you have a good business, a healthy business, and a healthy life outside of your business. So social media is one of these massive ones, and it would be, tone deaf of me to ignore the fact that we all get caught up in that game. We kind of jump through the hoops of the latest update and we jump through the hoops of what we are told we should be doing on these platforms. But it's all a game. If it's not actually contributing to your the results that you want to see in your business, it's time to really create a boundary there and be a bit more careful with how you invest your resources. So social media is the first one. The second one that I wanted to look at in terms of how you invest your time and energy towards the results that you want to get in your business is how you handle your client relationships. So the work that I do, I work a lot with solopreneurs who provide services, so one-on-one services, creative services, and it's basically when you're in a close relationship with your clients that you're working with. I wanted you to ask yourself, is over-delivering a good way to grow? So is over-delivering a good way to grow? So in the early days of Claire Creative, my beloved business, I was consistently over-delivering in an attempt to delight my clients. And I always thought, like, if I really, really, really did a great job here, they'd come back again for further projects, they'd tell their friends, they'd recommend me, and I'd get a good testimonial. But what actually happened was that I was spending all of my time on client projects, and my life outside of work really, really suffered. I was working all the time. I was checking emails all the time. Even when I was supposed to be spending time with my family and friends, I was taking my laptop on holidays with me to just do like a little bit of work in between adventures. And it just meant I was never really switching off. I was never getting any distance from my business. So when I was investing all of my time delivering for clients and serving my clients, I found myself in a cycle of feast and famine. So if you know this phrase, it's when you're in feast mode, you've got so much work that you're really stressed out, and it's like there's so much work to do and you're over delivering and you're doing everything that you can for your clients. But what happened for me in that feast mode, I ended up doing no marketing in the times that I was busy. And I was actually taking no time off to recharge, to refuel, to restock my resources of energy. And then the cycle would come around again into famine, which meant that I had no work on and nothing in the pipeline. So I would panic market. I would desperately offer discounts, overpromise, and take on all the wrong sorts of clients that really didn't fit the offer that I was giving. So by over-delivering for my clients, I ended up in this constant cycle of feast and famine. And basically what I was saying to people was that there's no need to value my skills. There's no need to value my time, because I clearly don't value my time and my skills. And the worst part of that, it wasn't even benefiting my clients. They weren't getting a better service from me because I was like frazzled and stretched too thin over too many projects. So in the days before I had these clear boundaries, my client relationships were gobbling up all of my time and energy resources, and it wasn't serving me in that I wasn't earning particularly much more money, and I was really, really exhausted all the time. So my resources of time and energy were completely depleted, and it wasn't even serving my business in the way that I wanted it to. So these days I have much clearer boundaries with my clients. They know my schedule and they respect it. I tell people months in advance of any time off that I have planned. At the start of every project, I make sure that we're all on the same page. The scope of work is clear, the deadlines are clear, and everybody knows what's going on, what's happening now, and what's happening next. So they get a much more professional experience. I get better testimonials, I get better referrals, and I'm investing my time and energy in a way that benefits my clients and the business that I want in the long run. So it's win-win. So I want you to ask yourself, do you invest your time and energy with your clients, in your client relationships, in a way that shows you the return that you'd really love to see in your business? So we've got social media and client relationships. So the third point that I wanted to really, really share with you today, in terms of like strategy, how you're investing your time and energy to get the results that you want in your business, are you reinventing parts of your business on a whim? Are you tweaking? Because if you're tweaking, you've stepped into the big black hole of solopreneurship. So it's never been easier to set up a website and an online presence. It's never been easier to get pages on your website. So template-based website systems means you can easily, get some content, get your message out there. Canva is a really, really powerful tool. Like you basically have graphic design tools at your fingertips without having to go through years of learning the tools and the concepts. Obviously, a designer knows how to use that tool even better, but Canva kind of gives you this endless supply of templates, and online in general, there's an endless supply of inspiration and ideas and different brands and different strategies and different ways to generate leads. So where's the problem? If you find yourself regularly tweaking layouts, fonts, colors, you probably don't have a solid foundation of your brand identity in place. If you are reinventing, rewording, and rebranding every time you're creating a piece of content online or every time you're showing up online, you're more than likely confusing the crap out of your potential clients and pouring all of your valuable time and energy down the drain. So that's, in a way, not being at all strategic. But the worst part of that is it actually feels like really valuable, important work. In the moment, it feels like you're doing something important. Making things look really good feels brilliant. It feels really good to make things look really great. And you think, I created that. Creating and being creative is joyful. It's a joy. Well, for me, it is definitely anyway. If you struggle with all of these things and you spend a lot of time struggling, that's also a waste of your time and resources, your energy and your time, your most valuable resources. So tweaking and being creative and creating new things every single time you show up online, you're pouring your time and energy resources down the drain. And it's actually not bringing you any closer to the results you want to see long term. So you're not being strategic. So it's very tempting to get creative when it comes to showing up online. And it sounds like I'm saying don't be creative. That's not it at all. Rather, I want you to stick to a visual style, and I want you to stick to core message so that your potential clients recognize you when you show up. They recognize you and they know exactly what you do, what problem you solve, because every time you show up, you're singing the same song, you're waving the same flag. They know exactly what you do and how to get in touch with you. So consistency is really, really key to this. If you're tweaking, you're changing, you're spending hours in Canva, you're spending hours on web pages, it's entirely possible that you're missing out on opportunities that will help you to achieve your goals, that will have a positive impact on your business and your life outside of your business. So, are you regularly reinventing, tweaking, spending hours on web pages, spending hours in Canva? If so, it's possible that you're draining your resources of time and energy. So, if you're looking to get results in your business that positively impact the rest of your life, I'd love to support you in getting further faster. So pop over to clairecreative.com, have a look at my services and see if this feels like the right moment in your business to start working more strategically. So you're using and investing your resources of time and energy in a way that'll get you to where you want to go. So I'd love to see you come over to clairecreative.com. You can book a free call there with me, and I'd love to hear from you soon. Take care, guys. Bye.